Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Shadowverse episode with me, your host, Imperial Dane, Master of Cards and Propaganda. Off here to another evening with a token tempo deck for those asking for Shadowcraft. Well, again, I've mentioned I like token decks. There's sort of one there. The problem is it's a lot more tricky to pull off, so I'll be still tinkering with that one until I'm reasonably confident. I don't think I'll be showing that one off, and who knows, it might first happen once it's added another expansion, which it's late March, before they add some cards to make it more reliable than it is. So, but still, overall, I prefer the token tempo deck. I like the aesthetic, all the knightish stuff there, so that's kind of fun as well. But again, the deck really hasn't changed. I think it's sticking to the current version, having a good win rate even as I've hit AA rank. And for those not aware of that, there's basically a series of ranks, A being the second to last before you hit Master. Let's begin at D, C, B, A, double A for some reason, and then you hit Master. I'm currently at double A, having just hit that one recently. So, we'll be off to that, so enjoy the fights. And we're off here. First fight is Bloodcraft. Vampires, demons. Oh, looking awfully scantily clad. Okay, I'm going to put away Albert. I'm going to keep Naval Lieutenant in case this is an aggro block, in which case Naval Lieutenant is probably one of the key cards and can turn all of those tokens into something a lot better. establishing a series of wards which can slow it down at the right time. Though probably won't playing him in turn 3, he can be established later on, establish something that can slow down your opponent. So we got here, I'm playing Wraith, Aggro Blood. Gonna play Vanguard. I might actually then play him on turn 3, actually, now that I'm looking at things. Maybe not. If he's got to wait on next turn 3, I'm going to be in what you call a lot of trouble. Put it mildly, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. Let's hope not. Because again, he's going to be a ton of trouble. Talk about relief here. There's a bit there. Vicious Claw. Face. Trade into that one. Should a Naval Lieutenant here? They'll help me soak up at least one hit. I was going to set up a bigger wall next time with that one. I think I'll aim for the bigger wall. In this case, the bigger fortification. Bit more greedy, but long-term safer. And he's just hitting that as possible. Right. Pop that one in, and Naval Lieutenant. He's all used to Rotary Claws. And we push him down to 9 health. Plus with this, he can't use Demonic Storm soon. He can't rush my face. He's got very little reach beyond the wall. So I'm overall in a pretty good condition right now. And there we go. That's why Navy Lieutenant is pretty good, when used with token tempo decks. He can just turn all those tokens into a big fat wall that can very much stall your opponent, prevent them from just making those last rushes. It's aggro blood is one reason, other aggro decks generally. Also good, versus Roach, OTK, and all of a sudden, aha, he's got a lot of tokens. I don't have to worry about them. All of a sudden, next turn, bam, like 3 to 4 wards, and all of a sudden, oh no. Also quite handy in comboing with Shattered Assassin, then playing down something big next turn, then popping the wards all of a sudden again we've been hiding to guard up whatever big thing you want. So there's a lot of play with that one. And we're up against Forestcraft now, which could be the OTK version, but I've also seen an increase in Path to Purgatory. If it's Path to Purgatory, that's going to be trouble. I'm going to pop away Mate Leader, I'm going to keep that one there. Got a nice 1, 2, 3 curve, though. Quick Blade, I might not see a lot of survivability. We'll see how it goes, though. If he gets off a good curve, though, I'm in trouble because you can't really break through a Forestcraft player with a good curve. since they can sort of also act partly as removal though. Full fence on turn 4 helps a lot. 1 damage there. 1 more damage. That might be a setup for a ancient elf. He's going to be what we call a lot of trouble. Ancient elf is definitely one of the nastier Forcecraft cards. Not that one, but still a bastard, as you might have noticed. The way he's playing it, which is aggressively, I'm assuming he's going to be with that. I'm going to have to play something, so I'm just going to play that. Problem is, if he plays an Ancient Elf next turn, I'm going to be in a ton of trouble because I can't easily deal with it. It's going to be pretty big. It's going to be really big, in fact. That's one of the things why it can actually be pretty annoying going second against them, because there you go, it's a 4-5. And I have to deal with that. I can deal with it, but it's going to be quite unpleasant for me. I mean, I'm going to spend an evolve, since that's pretty much an evolved sort of tempo evolve there, 4-5, plus another follow to deal with it. So. And he then pops a Will of the Forest the next turn. That's my entire board cleared. In that regard, Forcecraft can be very good at clearing your board out. I really dislike it. And again, going second versus them is never fun. Got that one instead. Could be part of the Purgatory. I mean, the thing is with a lot of Forcecrafts, they are what you call very bloody similar. Like, you know, you can't easily tell them apart from each other at times, which makes the entire thing a bit tricky. Like, are you playing against, you know, A, B, or C? Right, I think I'll wholesale swing here. Clear that one out. Go straight into that. Evolve that one. Form up there. It's got 5 there. Only allows 6 damage. In theory, he won't be able to clear that out entirely, though he can easily if he wants to. If he's got Will of the Forest. I hope he doesn't. It's really one of those cards I dislike because, again, it's pretty easy for them to sort of get that number if they want to. Right, cleared out the Steelclad. Goblin Mage. Which means we've confirmed what kind of deck it is. It is very much the OTK version. Which is a bit annoying, because then I just spent my wards there, but obviously it's pretty difficult. I just had nothing else to play on art, so I had to play a really rubbish hand, so this is kind of annoying. And what isn't? Nowadays, right, I think we'll go with this version. Feels a bit wasteful, but it's a lot harder for him to deal with. Plus, can in theory threaten a lot of damage with it. That's 9 damage. Problem is, of course, he gets off the combo, I'm going to be in trouble. And I don't have the wards to establish with, so I need to sort of push damage very quickly. On the other hand, he might not have a lot of roaches. He's played 1 Goblin Mage, he hasn't been able to sort of Fiend up, which means he's got less combo material. He's got the 3 Fairies, I think that's going to be tricky. There you go, second Goblin. Selva's Command. He's going to push damage for that one. Going to try and bring down my health for the combo. That is rather annoying. So, what can we do here? Absolute March is trying to clear that. I might use Albert for that. Could use Enraged Gems or just place for more threat. Don't really have a lot of great options here. I really dislike going second against Forest. They can just easily execute a plan going first. And it's very hard to disrupt them since most of the stuff they can just keep in their hand. So unless you can sort of build up preemptively a good plan, which they can disrupt easily, sort of run into some problems. So my best hope here is you can die. I mean, he's got 2 roaches. He might not be able to do enough damage, but aiming for the do as much damage as possible. Turn plan. This. Goes board. And then push him down to 10 damage, which means if he can't easily deal with my board, I can do a lot of damage to him. In fact, I've got lethal now, meaning he needs to kill me or I kill him. I don't think he'd kill me without him. He might actually be able to, though. That's the problem. Again, he's got two of them. He's got Nature's Guidance. That's going to be a problem for me. I mean, I've been able to pop my enraged generals soon. That would have been great. But the problem is, in this case, again, the whole disruptive nature of Forestcraft rather means it was difficult to pull it off. Particularly since I didn't get a lot of my, you know, flood the board cards, probably. Plus the Ancient Elf. That one was really a bust. And again, that's really why it's tiresome to go up against them second, because they can more likely just pull it off there. Alright. It's 2. 3 damage. You might be able to do it. Yeah. That's going to be 5, then 7. That's GG. That's basically why no one really likes Roach OTK. As you might notice... Oh, right. I miscalculated. He's one short. Has to use the clear, of course. Ah. That changes things, actually. I miscalculated. I don't have enough for lethal, but... he can't lethal me either. He's just expended his combo. So I just need to clear the board and build up for my finisher myself. So clear him one, so he can't pop down that in his hand, take up the fairy there. And there we go. And again, he can't, you know, pull off another one. He doesn't have the third roach. He can't easily build it up either. And I'm threatening now again lethal. The Wolves of the Forest, which can relieve some of the pressure at this point. But as you might notice, it's not very potent when he doesn't have that much damage left, or cards in his hand left. There's his third roach, by the way. Going for this solution. Because we just play off this knight, making him cheap to play again. And now he's got to deal with 2 enraged generals. Oi, why are you enraged? You know, why do you become cheaper when there's more of us? Because, you know, we're angry at the incompetence of our enemies. Oh, that's not very nice, is it? Well, war is nice. Oh. There we go, 3 damage left. In this case, I got sort of lucky. And there you go. And sometimes that also shows sometimes it's just good to have, you know, just wait it out. Sometimes, of course, you might miscalculate or your opponent is bluffing. I mean, sometimes your opponent will, of course, try bluffing if they don't quite have the cards in your hand. So that was basically what happened there. But it was close there. It was actually rather close. They were just saying, ah, crap. But that's because, again, mentally I miscalculated for some brilliant reason. So there you go. And we've got another Swordcraft deck. Got the aggro, got the control, potentially mid-range. Some still play that one. I'm going first, so I don't think I need that one. Oh, Shadow the Assassin on turn 4, that's good. Does his good. Tries it up for the biggest board possible. Right. Wait for that. Fine, got nothing to do about that one. See what he does next turn. Novice Trooper most likely. Deal with a Fervent. Oh, Blitz Lancer! See, ultimately I didn't end up with the best board here. He was able to react to it quite nicely, and their cards that's shown by the way indicate he is most likely Control Sword or mid-range. Aggro won't use Blitz Lancer, so could be mid-range, most likely it's going to be controlling. That rather struggle against this because sword control is very good at dealing with sort of more aggressive sword decks because they can just, you know, pop down so many wards, got so many rush followers as well. So that gives a bit of problem in that department. Got a lot of wholesale swing. Actually got a pan that is way too fast actually. I got most of my low level stuff except for the Shadow Assassin. So I'm actually running into some serious problems here. I've actually run out of cards already. Now, of course, it's one of the weaknesses of the deck. It can happen, though most of the time it won't. But basically, if you draw all of your, you know, low-cost stuff, in particular against something like, you know, control deck, you're dead. There you go. Aurelia Regal Saber. Probably one of the cards that saves a lot of decks from otherwise being, you know, screwed over. I do argue it's a bit too good, honestly. It's a bit too good at just covering up any mistakes a Soulcraft player might make because it's just so good at getting back board control. And if you get enough followers on the board, it has opponents enough, it can sort of just, you know, be safe from spells. So it's probably one of those cards that need to be, you know, down the road looked at. But yeah, I've completely lost here. I've run out of steam. There's nothing you can do. I basically got a bad hand against a control deck. No enraged generals. Again, too many 1-drops, 2-drops, no 3-drops, and very little else. I mean, there's no real way I can win with this, so that's pretty much GG.